G'day everyone, Roy at Sunland Caravans. Welcome to another day in paradise. Paradise in lockdown, however. We've just been told we've got another lockdown period until Sunday, which is a pain in the butt. Before I start, a special hello, and you know who you are. I promised I would wait for you on the next video. Look, I've got this van here ready for Damien and Marianne. Unfortunately, because the lockdown, they haven't been able to come up and pick up the caravan yet. So they're going to probably see the video before they'll see their actual caravan. And guys, I'm really sorry that that's the case, but guess what? It's a beautiful van. Let's have a look around at what we've got. So this is a Phoenix. It's 20'6", and in the most part, it's been sort of fairly well optioned up with most of the stuff you can get. So the standard toolbox, and you can see that this is now a powder coated one, but what Damien's asked for is he's asked for this to be raised so he can have some wood storage underneath there. We've also fitted a twin bicycle rack on here. It has got the black jack, trailer jack here, and for those that have seen these videos in the past, you know I do love these things. It has got the camera at the back. This has got the anti-sway unit there, and it's been fitted with, well, this is the large round 7-pin plug. You can normally tell a Victorian from this plug alone, because that's what they tend to use down in Victoria for some reason. Don't know, guys, your choice. DO35 ratchet handbrake and the double jockey wheel brace. Moving around the caravan, in the tunnel boot here, Damien's also ordered the stone stomper, so that's yet to be fitted, but normally we do that when we fit it up to the car. So here we go. Look, the van is coming at 2660 or thereabouts, so it's got nearly 838 kilos of payload on it, so it's got a fairly decent payload. It looks awesome, guys. Let's have a look. Let's look at some of the other things that you've done to this van. So they've fitted 2 tables, one at the front, one at the rear. They've fitted 2 gas points, one at the front and one at the rear, making that really flexible to be able to put gas operated appliances on top of these tables. This tunnel boot has got a barbecue light above it, and while you're up there you can also notice they've got the motion detection lights and the electric aerial. Again, those that have been watching these know I like those electric aerials. This nice big black handle on the side here, I like this a lot, along with the electric step. And of course, the accreditation RV mat manufacturer. Keep an eye on this, guys. I'm telling you, this is really important. Aussie Traveller door with that really nice Miji mesh and security screen. Beautiful. Moving down, they've fitted the outside speaker, so it's got 2 black speakers on the outside here, and their entertainment centre in this little hatch. We've got a really nice Phoenix decal there. That black and grey looks fantastic. Again, as I mentioned before, it's got the external table here and the Girard hot water service. Moving around the back of the caravan, can I point out, this is where their outside tap is. So I've been putting outside taps on the rear of caravans. Everyone else puts them on the front. I think it makes more sense to have it at the rear, mainly because I'm sort of doing most of my stuff at the front of the caravan. This isn't an area, so it does get a little bit boggy or something because the water, yeah. Anyway, it's just my personal thing. So I've always put them on the rear here. Pole carrier, 150mm pole carrier. The gas heater is fitted on this. So the gas vent for that is now located at the rear. Someone asked me the other day why we've moved them to the rear, and to be honest with you, there's a couple of reasons. Actually, it works quite nicely with the installation to put it there, but the main reason is to keep it away from the input of that. They've changed the plate on the outside of the Girard hot water service, and it could deflect the air into this. That could affect its performance. If it does, if you've got one and you are having that problem, just remove that plate. It's no big deal, but we've changed it anyway. So the Girard instant hot water service, the Truma gas heater, and of course it's got the red water valve, the standard pumps, the shore flow pumps, one for the general purpose, one for the drinking water, and the quick filter release. And if you didn't know it before, there you go, big bold letters, it's an off-road caravan. And when we say off-road, we mean off-road, and we warrant the Caravan for off-road use for 5 years and the chassis for 20. Just in case I haven't mentioned that before, you can see the rear vision camera at the top there. That particular one is a safety Dave. You can get the single lens like that. You can also get a double lens version of that, and you can also have sound on it. So there's a few variations on that. Inside here we've got the two 225 amp hour lithium batteries and the Victron charger. This is a 3000 watt unit, so it's got 4 180 watt panels on the roof. This thing's a little powerhouse. Very neat, beautiful setup. These are all electrically tested by Camfield Electric, an outside contract that comes in and checks all that. And by the way, going before we close the door, don't forget you've got all your wiring diagrams on that rear panel. Moving around the Caravan, your toilet cassette is located in here. I remind you again, grey water, if it's fitted, that's put there, and you can see what happens if you open it up. You get the feet in the way, you get wet feet. But don't do that, it's not a smart move on my behalf. However, this is live, guys. We don't edit any of this stuff out. General purpose drinking water mains, pressure water there, and the fresh water. This is the 60 litre tank for your drinking water that's completely separate to the general purpose. Now, there is a valve inside that you can enable the use of that water if you need to the general purpose, but generally speaking, and they won't interact. So if you use that valve, you're not going to contaminate this water. You'll simply be able to use it through the general purpose. This has also got an outside shower. Damien, yeah, he likes to be able to clean his feet or whatever, I guess, before getting inside the Caravan, or maybe just likes showering in the new. I'm not sure, but let's keep moving. All right, moving around the Caravan again, the other side of that tunnel boot, and here we've got the drop down with the generator slide inside the toolbox. So we've got the EvoStone bench top, all nicely grooved out here for your draining board with the rubbish bin, and the really nice Thetford cooktop. So this is a 3+1, but it's got that heavy grate on the top instead of having those skinny little metal, yeah, what are they? Yeah, you know the ones I'm talking about. They look rubbish. These look nice. This fan's also been fitted with, oh look, nice big 32-inch TV. It's also been fitted with the satellite dish and the satellite controls. Sat King Pro Max Vast box is fitted there with the little controls. All that sits in that cupboard. Again, these are all done with those nice hidden catches. This one, however, does have a fuse box at the top. So what we try and do with fuses, we try and have fuses each side of the van to allow for the things that are on this side have a fuse box, and the things that are on that side have a fuse box. Also in this side of the van, just to complicate matters here, sorry Mike, I'm giving him a hard time, cameraman's doing it tough. This has also got a 240 volt switch in here. That is the isolation switch for the air conditioner. So if for some reason they had to remove that air conditioner or something happened to that and it blew your safety switch, you can isolate it so you continue to have 240 volt throughout the Caravan, so a single appliance can't bring it all down. Just another thing that we do at Sunland Caravans. Look, these are magnificent leather seats, and they've gone for this grey, and it's sort of like a grey with that slight blue tinge in it. So it's sort of almost a ravenish colour from Ravens. I think that's what they call it. Got this nice thick back here, so I can sit back here, relax, and guys, you can watch your 32-inch TV in total comfort. When you're fed up of watching the TV and you decide it's time for the knock on the door as the pizza arrives, you can just pull your table out very easily, like so, and now we're ready to eat at the dining table. These three trifold tables are really really nice. They don't take up space when you're not using them as the dining table, and make this whole area open up, looking really good. So going back to the galley, 3 drawers, your slide out pantry, big pot drawer, and of course this one here, which has got the 2 slide out drawers inside it as well. Our dual tap. The tap has got your general purpose water, and then you've got your drinking water. Now to control those, inside this cupboard up here, you've got the 2 buttons. So those buttons are your water pump buttons, and again, I illuminate them to remind you that your water pumps are on. Turn those off when you're not in use, and only turn them on when you actually want to get water out of your taps or your shower or whatever. Your stereo system's tucked up inside here as well. We'll keep that volume down. I don't know. What?
Okay, Australia.
Okay, Australia.
You can count on him.
Well, there you go.
And now.
We know that works perfectly, don't we? And of course, all these lights are all individually switched. So you can set up the lighting in the van however you want it, and when you hit the master switch, it turns them all off, and then when you come back, they'll turn them back on to whatever the profile is that you set them up before you left. We've got the Dometic fridge here now. This is one of my favorite things of putting these mirrors on there, and the reason is simple. You get this big full length mirror effect, so it's a very popular decision. And of course this is, whoa, nice and cold, ready for Damien and Marianne when they eventually get to pick it up. Fantastic hatch up here. Concertina doors from Lotus, by the way. It's Lotus that are the suppliers for these doors, and I must say they do a really good job. They're a high quality door. So I've had people question these doors over the year. Why do you use a concertina door? Well, it's simple. It takes the least amount of space, so it gives me the biggest possible opening here. If it does come undone, it can't do damage inside the Caravan. They're a great door. You can get different standards and different quality doors, of course. But I say, these are Lotus doors, and they're a very high quality door. Thumbs up for that one, guys. Moving in here, washing machine, Sphere 3.3 top load. My preferred washing machine are these top loads over the front loads. If you want to know more about that, we'll cover it on another time, but these are a great little washing machine. Overhead cupboards in here, of course. We've got plenty of space happening, all empty, all over the place. And we've got our 3 drawers here as well. Come on in. Inside here, we've got the dual towel rails inside that cavity. The bottom here is made in such a way that you can put your toilet rolls or whatever sitting in there. I love that feature. It has got a light built into here. The electrics we've covered many times before. I'll remind you again, mains, neutral, inverter. These are your trip switches, your safety switches, and they should be tested fairly regularly. Again, when you're on mains power, you'll be able to use the mains power one, which is this one here. None of these will work unless the power's turned on. So if we go to inverter, so turn the inverter there, switch it to here, and now if I hit that button, that one, go for mains, get the right one, you can see that it's tripped. So it's telling me that that switch is working the way it's supposed to work. Triple that back. Okay. Your solar isolation is really only there for maintenance. Here's your water gauge monitor, telling us we've got plenty in there. The LBS battery monitor here, and again, if you just press a little button so the light comes up, you'll be able to see it a bit easier. That's currently 98%, and it is actually overcast out there today, so that's pretty good. And this is your inverter charger. You switch over to the on position when you're in inverter, and switch it back to charge only when you're having it as a charger. Here's your hot water system. You can turn this on and off from here, and then you can change the temperature that you want that water to come out using the arrow buttons up and down there. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of a shuffle. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever really explained the toilet to you. I've sat on it often enough, but I should maybe spend a couple of moments talking about this toilet. So first off, the toilet is a ceramic bowl. So ceramic on the inside, plastic on the outside. The plastic's there to keep the weight down, the ceramic's there to make it a lot easier to keep clean. And that's the chute. So when you want to use it, you pull it out after you've hit the flush button, which by the way I need to turn the pump on to make that work. It'll flush. Once it's done the flush, you then close that off. Pretty simple, really. Lots of people are looking at all these different types of toilets that are out there. They're looking at Nature's Heads, they're looking at all sorts of stuff. my viewpoint on this is actually the bucket system is pretty simple. It works pretty simple. I keep using this type of toilet. Anyway, I'm going to do a shuffle with the cameraman now so we can have a quick look inside that shower unit, because he's been hiding away inside there. Good job, Michael. We're going to swap. I'm going to go in there now. Inside here, because of the 20'6", we have the two little panels at the back, so you can put shampoos and so forth up there. After a few requests from people, we've moved the shower as close as we can to the door now. A couple of people complained that we were fitting them too far back. Personally, because of the length of the hose, I didn't really see a problem with it, but hey, you asked for it, you got it. So I've now moved that forward for you. That is on a Flix mixer, of course. Now, another thing we do at Sunland is we always put a powered vent above the shower. And with most of our models, there's a power vent above the toilet, plus a window above the toilet. So we can keep it nice and fresh and clean. All right, fantastic hatch. I've spoken enough about those in the past. They are absolutely awesome. This one again has been fitted with the Ibis 4 air conditioner and the 4-season hatch. Now, I've had people constantly saying to me about the 4-season hatches, you know, is there something different? The answer is yes, but if you've got gas appliances, you've got to have a gas hatch. These do work as a gas hatch, so they are our preference for that reason. Okay, so once again, I'm going to remind you, look, if you do like these videos, please like, subscribe, hit that alarm bell so you're notified when new ones come out. There is always something different on all of these videos for you to see, so keep an eye out on that. For those international viewers out there, again, please like, subscribe, alarm button. I really am torn, absolutely torn to pieces by the amount of people from overseas that are now contacting us about caravans and saying how much they like them. So again, I thank you all for that. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoy it. See you for the next one. Bye.
I'm going